Hello, friends. Part two of your podcast to go over the Chapter 2 test that we took on Friday, November 15th, October 15th. Uh, Problem 8 on the test. And again, this is another one that comes from the actual AP exam in 2002. Okay. Lauren takes two different tests. They give a mean and the standard deviation for the first test, on which she got an 85. Then they give the mean and the standard deviation for the second test, on which she got an 80. And on both, she got an 85 on both tests, and they want to know which one did she do better on. And so I'm just calculating the z-score for both of these tests. Again, on this we had a program we could have used, our program z-score, which is right there, and I could have actually done both of these right on here. So in the first one she got an 85 with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 15. And when I hit enter, I see the z-score was 1. Gives me she did better than 84, not as well as 15.87. She was in the 84th percentile. And if I did the same thing with the second test, I'd find that she also had a z-score of 1. So this answer is C, did equally well on both tests. Question 9 was, again, a question from an actual AP exam in 2002. This was part of the question 2 on the open response section, and they were looking for a few things. Now, those of you that wrote a diagram, that's good, always good for an experiment. For this one, you didn't actually have to. Things that you should have included in this is I wanted each volunteer to get one of each type of boot. All right, so that should have been in there. The boots should have been randomly allocated. And I wanted to say that this would be double blind. Some of you said that we would do the test for a set amount of time, but it says right in the problem that we're going to do it for 6 months. So you should restate that in there. But the big thing was each type of boot, one to each person, random allocation of those. 50 people would have the left one be the new, and 50 would be the right person had the new. And then you got to explain double blind, and the answer down here is yes, because neither the evaluator nor the volunteers knew which boot was which. And then there would be a person at the end. The boots would be coded. A bunch of you wrote that, which was excellent, and could identify, which boot did better. On question 10, this is the one that we're going to go over by actually going over the data from the previous podcast that I sent you. Things that you should have included in this question. Just start out by saying that the mean is much bigger than the median, that the mean and the median are both way closer to the minimum than the maximum. Then you should have used the Q1, Q3 data to calculate the interquartile range and shown that 204.9 has to be an outlier, which suggests that it's not normal distribution. And finally, you could have done in a couple of ways, taken this data, the mean and standard deviation, done a z-score at the 25th and 75th percentiles, and shown that those numbers were not near the Q1 and Q3 data that was given in the problem, which suggests the mean and standard deviation are just too big and the data is not normally distributed. Extra credit for anybody that had found out that this meant truncated mean, and the truncated mean just means that I eliminate the top and bottom 5% of the values, and when these two are different, that also suggests that this is not normal data. That would have been extra credit if anyone had picked that up. No one did. Question 11 was a gimme straightforward percentile problem. Because it's the 70th percentile, again, I'm back to inverse norm. For 70%, gives me a z-score of 0.5244, blah, blah, blah. I multiply that times the standard deviation, which was 6.5, and I add it to the mean, which is 125, and I got 128.40. Pretty straightforward. All right, number 12 we'll go over in class. That's it. Have a good day.